I work at a gas station in rural Pennsylvania. It's a boring job, but it's pretty easy and it pays alright. Now, a few weeks ago, this new guy started. I'll call him Jeremy. Now, Jeremy is weird. He's about 25, 26, and he hardly speaks. But he does have the creepiest laugh I've ever heard. My boss and I have both noticed this, and, well, it's never been a problem, and there's not much we can do about it. I mean, customers never really complain about him, and he's always done his job fairly well. Up until a few weeks ago, anyway. That's when things started going missing. Employee theft can be a problem at any business that sells consumer goods, and there's only one person working at a time in this gas station, and it's a pretty small place. Now, about 2 weeks ago, my boss started noticing that, well, we were short on motor oil. At first, it was just a few containers at a time, then entire shelves and boxes from the back room, and pretty soon, entire shipments would be gone the day after we got them, and this would be right after Jeremy's shifts. My boss had checked the security camera tapes from every single night he worked, but never could catch him in the act. Jeremy would lock up at closing, and then the motor oil would be gone next day. Now, my boss usually takes the tapes home with him to try and catch Jeremy stealing, and his daughter had a softball game last night, so he asked me to watch the tape for him. He offered to pay me overtime under the table, so obviously I took that offer. There were 3 cameras, so he gave me 3 different tapes to check. I figured it'd be a long night, but I'm trying to save up for vacation, and I really, really needed the money. So I took the tapes home, popped them into the old VCR, and sat back. Now, 2 days ago, that's the last time he worked, Jeremy started at 4 PM. Everything seemed pretty normal at first. He counted up his drawer, switched off with the girl who was working before him, and waited for a customer. The person who came in first was Mrs. Templeton. The timestamp on the video read 4:03. Now, she's a regular. She picked up her cigarettes and a newspaper and paid it at 20. Nothing unusual. And then the next customer was some local guy named Ron. He drives a motorcycle, usually comes every few days, and he filled up his tank, got a bag of beef jerky, paid with his credit card, and then left. Next was some guy in a cowboy hat. I'd never seen him before. But we get plenty strangers passing through, like any gas station. He got $40 worth of diesel fuel, paid with $100, and went his way. I sat back and sighed. The only thing more boring than doing a job like that is watching somebody else do it. Now, my boss's offer was enough keeping me watching through, so I left it on. Everything seemed pretty normal. I had a feeling that if Jeremy was stealing motor oil, he knew we were suspicious of him by now, and I didn't expect him to be dumb enough to let him catch him on camera. Things stayed boring and routine until about 5 o'clock. At 5:03, Mrs. Templeton came back. She must have forgotten something, but she didn't. She bought the same pack of cigarettes as before, and the same newspaper, and she paid with another 20. That's odd, I thought. But then again, she's a little absent-minded. I thought Jeremy should have told her twice that she'd already got her smokes, but it's not against the rules to sell somebody the same thing twice. And that's when Ron came in again. He bought another tank of gas for his motorcycle again. I later checked the outdoor camera just because I thought he had another car he wanted to fill up. But no, same thing. And another pack of beef jerky, and he paid with his credit card again. I mean, no big deal. I guess this was all a weird coincidence. Miss Templeton is a forgetful, and Ron probably owns more than one Harley. And that's when the guy in the cowboy hat came back in. I felt a chill run down my spine. Don't get diesel. Don't get diesel! I found myself whispering to my empty living room, but he did. He got $40 worth of diesel fuel and paid with another 100. Every move he made was identical to the first visit, right down to the way he scratched his nose before he walked out. Either this guy is rich and owns a lot of trucks and just moved into town, or something very bizarre was happening. I kept watching. Every customer for the next hour was the same as before. Every single one. I was completely freaked out, and then at 6:03, Miss Templeton walked back in, bought the cigarettes and the newspaper again, and paid with a 20 again. I thought I was going to lose it. I only watched another half hour before I started fast-forwarding through the rest. All the same, every customer would come in at the exact same times, exactly 1 hour apart. Now, I know you're thinking, That sneaky motherfucker Jeremy had messed up with the tapes. He had run a loop of his first hour of the business over and over again. That was not the case. There are windows around the cash register that have camera covers. So I watched the sunlight fade as time went on. Jeremy's routine didn't loop over. He swept, mopped, restocked, and all did his duties exactly how you'd expect, but the same customers came looping in. I was panicking at this point. Something was seriously wrong with what I was seeing. I had no explanation for it. I skipped ahead to when he locked up and walked out to his car. He hadn't stolen anything, but I kept watching just to make sure. I fast-forwarded one last time to about midnight. At exactly 12:03, out of nowhere, Jeremy's face pops up on camera. I don't mean he moved his head into view. I mean that 1 second the store was empty, and another, his face was all I could see. He wasn't looking at the camera. He was looking at me. I was sure of it. I screamed, fumbled for the remote, and by the time I grabbed it, he was gone. Just as soon as he left. One frame he was there, the other he wasn't. My hands were shaking like crazy. I popped in another tape, and the other indoor camera shows the back area by the cash register. I'd be able to see how he got up to put his face in the camera like that. I skipped ahead to 12:03. Nothing. I would have been able to see him standing on a chair or something on this tape, but he wasn't there. I didn't see him enter the store at all while he left. It was like he wasn't really there. He doesn't know the security code, and no alarms were triggered that night after we locked up. What I did see, however, that at 12:03 the motor oil vanished off the shelf. All of it. Same as Jeremy's face. 1 second it was there, the other it wasn't. I turned the tape off and went to bed. But I didn't get a wink of sleep. My body's exhausted right now, and my mind is racing. That tape was undoubtedly the creepiest, most disturbing thing I have seen in my entire life. I am going to work in a few hours. My boss said to me to bring the tapes back and let him know what I found, but Jesus, what the hell am I going to say? Jeremy works the night shift tonight, directly after me, and the plan is for my boss to come in just before I leave to confront him with me. I'm supposed to be the one who caught him stealing, and I have no idea what I'm going to do. I suppose I'll just have to show my boss the tapes, but I don't want to watch them with him. I never want to see something like that again. I can't get that image of Jeremy just smiling directly into the camera out of my mind. It was the creepiest look I've ever seen on another human being's face. Anyway, I'm going to try and get some last minute sleep before I have to go and deal with this. I'll let you guys know what happens while I'm there. Update. 2:49 p.m. I'm updating from my phone. Apologies in advance for errors. My boss just finished watching the last of the tapes. I told him what to expect, but you can't really prepare anybody for something like that. Now, he's still scared shitless, and I am still too. And Jeremy's due to come in at 4. We've got over an hour to get our shit together, but neither of us knows what the hell we're going to say to him. Is he just fucked up, and does he just like to steal motor oil and scare the shit out of people? Or is he something else? I don't know if this is crazy, but does anyone think that he could have done anything with the time loop? My boss said he never noticed anything like that in the other tapes, but the way he popped up in this one made me think he knew I would be watching. It's like he wanted me to see what he could do. Like he was showing off or something. The way he smiled into the camera. It was like a little kid showing you a sandcastle they just built or something. I don't know, I probably sound crazy. I sure feel the part. I'm going to talk to my boss some more. We're gonna have to calm ourselves down and figure out how to handle this. I'll update again tonight, and I have a really bad feeling about how this is going to play out. Update. 4:33 p.m. No sign of Jeremy. Tried calling him, but his phone's been disconnected. We're calling the police. Update. 5:33 p.m. No sign of Jeremy. Tried calling him, but his phone's been disconnected. We're calling the police. Update. 6:33 p.m. No sign of Jeremy. Tried calling him, but his phone's been disconnected. We're calling the police. Update. 7:33 p.m. No sign of Jeremy. Tried calling him, but his phone's been disconnected. We're calling the police. Update. 8:33 p.m. No sign of Jeremy. Tried calling him, but his phone's been disconnected. We're calling the police. Update. 10:58 p.m. Holy shit. Oh god, I just got home and I saw my previous updates. Things are making less sense now than ever. Here's what I can tell you. I went to work, Jeremy never showed up. My boss and I agreed to call the police, as you're well aware. And when I picked up this phone to call, though, the sun went out. I shit you not. That's what I thought happened. Apparently I blacked out for exactly 5 hours, because when I looked at the clock it was 9:33. I think I got stuck in Jeremy's time loop and I snapped out of it at the exact point I blacked out, if that makes any sense, but this is when things got really weird. My boss was right next to me when I blacked out, ready to corroborate my story to the cops. When I came to, the phone wasn't in my hand, but it was dead, not even a dial tone. My boss was right there. He wasn't moving. He was still standing up, but frozen. I looked at the clock again, and it wasn't moving. The second hand was stuck at 12. It was 9:33 exactly. The clock on the register wasn't moving either. My phone was frozen, and there was even a customer at the register waiting for my boss to get him cigarettes, and I'm betting that would have been his 5th pack of the day. I got the fuck out of there. Didn't lock up, didn't turn the lights out, and sorry guys, I didn't grab the security tape to upload. Believe me, that was the last thing on my mind. The gas station is on a major highway and all the cars are parked along it, except they weren't parked, they were frozen. The people sitting inside were exactly still, like statues, wax statues, and I got in my car and prayed that it'd start, and thankfully it did. And about halfway home, time started again. The static from the radio turned to music, like it's supposed to be, and from what I can tell, by listening to the host talking between songs, nobody else noticed the time freeze, or whatever the fuck it was. I'm the only one. Well, I'm sure Jeremy noticed as well, but I have no clue where the fuck he is or what the fuck he's doing, and I'm hiding from him in my room, and I'm calling the police again in the morning. I don't know if I ever got through to them before, or if I did. Whatever, they took me seriously. I'm scared for my life at this point. I'll upload tomorrow, an update when I can, if I can. I finally fell asleep at night, around 4. I have no idea how I did it. I guess my exhaustion finally got the best of me. And this morning I woke up to my phone ringing. It was my boss. He'd been calling me since about 6. He woke up when time turned back on the last night and immediately called the cops. They came by to see what was wrong and he told them everything. Now, the police who come around here are small-time guys. They were more concerned about the missing oil than anything, but my boss figured he would take it as long as they had their attention. They decided to go looking for Jeremy. We all kept our employees' applications on file. And since Jeremy started working here, it was easy to find. They checked the address and headed over to his house. And you're not going to believe what they found. The address Jeremy listed on his application was an empty lot. Or at least now it is. There used to be a house there, but it burned down in 1993. Now, being a small town, almost everyone remembers that fire. A family of 4 used to live there back when. Rumor has it they had an estranged son who they never really talked about, but I can't really say for sure if that's true. What I can say is true is that after an insurance investigation, the fire was ruled as arson. The entire house was soaked in oil and torched with a Molotov cocktail. The entire family was sleeping when this happened. None of them survived. They never caught the guy who did it. Rumor is that when they tried to contact the estranged son, no one could find him. Anyway, my boss told me this and I freaked the fuck out. Then he told me to come with him to the gas station. What, are you crazy? I says. But he assured me that the cops were there with him. Then he dropped the bomb. the FBI were also in town, and they were going to talk to me about this one way or another, so I might as well come in. It was about 7:15, and I wanted to go back to bed, but I figured I wouldn't be able to sleep much more anyway, so I went down. 4 men in suits greeted me and told me to have a seat. We went over everything 2 or 3 times till they all got the details down. I told them about Jeremy, the security tape, last night's work, everything. Finally, after I finished, one of the agents said, "Oh Christ, we've got another one on our hands." Then they made me sign a bunch of papers saying how I wouldn't tell anybody about this and what the fuck happened. So I can't say much more. I might be breaking the law just by posting this. And now I'm home. I'm not sure what to do with myself, and the agent's words when I told them the story are gonna fucking haunt me for the rest of my life. Anyway, I've got to go. I've got some errands to run today, then I have to go in to work and pick up some tapes. My boss thinks this new guy, Jeremy, he's a complete creep, is stealing motor oil, and I have to watch the security footage and see if I can catch him doing it. I have better things to do, but my boss is paying me overtime, under the table of course, and I'm trying to save up for vacation, so I couldn't really save the money. It should be quite simple. The oil always goes missing under the shifts. I figure that I'll just watch the tapes, catch him in the act, and that'll be that.